fun to watch, and kind of made me cry because it's like I've been on that ride 1,001 times, even though I was too old. But it was fucking fun. It was a fun ride. I like the new Justice League ride they put in there, but it's just, it doesn't have... Aww. I've been on the Justice League ride, and it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't... It's like, I love DC Comics, and I love everything about it, but it's just like, it's not Scooby-Doo, you know. And even though I tried to shoot at Wonder Woman... And I couldn't get any higher points, but it's not the same. It's not the same fun ride. So it sucks that, Six Flags St. Louis, they took down, all the family friendly rides and try to be the coaster capital of Missouri, but it's not worth it. Yeah, I did try to shoot Wonder Woman. Let's see. Did you check out the new Hurricane Harbor ride that they put in? No, I didn't go this year. Next year, I'm going to be going, and next year I'll be doing videos, going through the park and stuff. I never really liked Hurricane. You're my dream man. Aw. You're my dream woman. I never go to Hurricane Harbor because I've never been to Hurricane Harbor. It's, I don't know what it is. I guess because, I don't know what it is, why I never went, because when I was younger, I went on all the slides, and I know they tore down the 3 big slides I went on, back to back when I was a kid. My back regretted it. Because it hurt the following couple days. Because they never put enough water in there for some reason. And I always ended up with a wedgie. So, between that and my back, I was just like, I'm not getting on those again. I just never was big in water parks. I love water rides. I love Log Flume, the Tsunami Soaker, and Tidal Wave. I just never liked water rides and stuff, water park and stuff. So, there was a story that I did mention, the dude who encountered the warehouse. I'm trying to find his story. I know he told me about it. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, so. Here it is. Hi, I know you talked about the stories of the park. Some of the stories that you probably were told by people are BS, but I'm here to tell you the honest truth. I worked in the park for many years. St. Louis is not only Six Flags St. Louis is not only the most haunted theme parks in North America, but is also one of the safest parks, which is true, by the way. I did mention that me too. When I mentioned that the Boomerang ride acted up, they shut that ride down for a year because they didn't want no other fatal accidents and stuff. In almost 40 years, we have been opened. There has only been 2 fatal accidents. The last one happened 20 years ago. That is not saying that people didn't have to die. People haven't died. People haven't died. You can have a heart attack anywhere. We always do safety checks on people if they encounter something, which is true. My mom once passed out due to heat exhaustion, and they treated her perfectly. And they, even like when we went back to the park a couple days later or so, the security guards and the workers came up to her and just asking, how is she doing? How are you doing? If you need anything, we got plenty of water. We have everything that, and they were great people, Six Flags. So, I know I talk about these ghost stories and, the first episode. The people at the park are just wonderful people. They're very welcoming, kind, wholesome people. So, we do our maintenance safety checks. The operators are trained well. Almost all of us are very serious about safety, especially if you're putting your trust in us on rides. The safety rules are very strict, and guests have to follow them, even though the guests give us grief about the rules. We don't make the rules to annoy people. We make the rules to make sure everyone is safe. The use of cameras and cell phones on rides are not allowed, and we are very strict about it. Which is true, by the way. I didn't take I took a photo of the view and stuff, and I got a lot of grief for it, but it was a damn good photo, by the way. Let's see. I don't like going under the rides at night because it is a jungle. Under some of the rides, and especially wearing a Pepe Le Pew costume, is not fun. Wait, that was the dude who was Pepe Le Pew? Oh man, I tried to get a photo with you, dude. You were mean. You just walked off. Anyway. Have you ever tried? I tried to get a photo with Pepe Le Pew, and he was mean, even though I got a hug from Daffy Duck. That cheered me up, by the way, so I got a hug from Daffy, so. It was a very awkward hug. Even though Taz walked off, so he was kind of a jerk, so. So I just wanted to read that one because the person was very sincere about it, stuff. About, stuff, yeah. Let's see. Are you going to Fright Fest? No. Halloween, I don't know what I'm doing. I might watch horror movies. I might do a podcast. When I was a kid, I got an awkward hug from Tweety Bird. I did. Do you know? It's a funny one. Do you know the wrestling signature "Too Sweet," where it's like you put your middle and your middle and third finger on your thumb, and you give and all you have is like the pinky and index finger up. The "Too Sweet" sign. I one time got a "Too Sweet." I gave a Tweety Bird "Too Sweet," which was funny. Here, hold on. Let me find the. Yeah. That symbol, yeah. I gave Tweety Bird the "Too Sweet," which was pretty fun. Because, I'll tell you, my cousin was dressed as Tweety Bird. My cousin Ashley was dressed as Tweety Bird. She sent me a text and we just did the "Too Sweet." Which was funny. So, that's kind of how it happened. And it was funny as heck, so. Because all I heard was like this muffle.
Josh.
And I looked and it was like Tweety Bird, and she put up the too sweet, and we. So that's the funny Six Flags story of my life, which is funny. I'll read this one. This was the story. I ended up trying to tell the story, and I ended up butchering it, which was the Six Flags haunted. You know, I love how they put it like Six Flags over Mid-America, which is not the. So, they ended up doing a paranormal investigation in August of 2009. I wish they would do like an updated one. Yeah, it was the funniest thing. She was like, you know, she told me like afterwards, like there was a dude dressed as Batman, and the dude like complained because he didn't like putting on the costume and stuff. And she was like, "Oh, my cousin would do it for free." And I seen the costume. It was kind of like the New 52 look. I didn't like it. I don't know. I don't mind. I don't mind the New 52, but it just was awful. Except the Court of Owls, which was like the best part of it. Anyway, August 2009. I wish they would do like a 10-year update. I'm writing this 2013 and 14. Okay, depending on which year you're writing it. I attended this serious investigations. All of our footage was lost along with my footage of the Mystique Manor and the St. Vincent investigation because my computer containing these files crashed. I relocated my original master tapes and other sources. These investigations investigated inside Six Flags Empire Theater, Wardrobe Building, the Transfer House, the Haunted House, and the Palace Theater. I've been in the Palace Theater, and I've been in the Palace Theater. I've been in the Empire Theater. I think it was like a while back, like many moons ago. But I've been in the Palace Theater multiple times. I ended up buying like tickets to like concerts and stuff, and I seen horrible shows. Really horrible shows. It's nothing against the performers, but it's just like shit. They were horrible. I know a lot of people like they're high school kids. Give them a break. It's like no. You're supposed to get this craft right. You're supposed to be performing, not acting like a bunch of buffoons on stage. But it was just they were horrible. Anyway, chocolate milk's pretty good. Let's see. Anyway, I was talking about the Palace Theater. I one time seen like the last show I ever saw in the Palace Theater was the Nativity Story, because it was Christmas in the park, holiday in the park, and I got to see a camel, a living, breathing, moving camel. And I like the smirky faces. This camel, it was the funniest. I gotta tell this story because it is like the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. This camel walked into the Palace Theater strutting like, I own this shit. I own this show. I am the star performer. And it was the most amazing thing to see a live, breathing camel in person. And throughout this show, this camel's walking. All of a sudden, this dude goes, "Hump Day!" It was just like, and it was like the funniest thing hearing that. And I'm just sitting there trying not to laugh, because if I laugh, it would be disrespectful to the performers. And the performers who were performing were doing an amazing job. They even with that, it was